There.
Hi, everybody. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Today is Sunday, March 17th, and everybody has a bit of Irish in them. We do, just by our DNA. But as a matter of fact, fun fact, most of the gingers in the world live in Ireland. Did
Is
you
that
know that,
right?
Julie? Yeah,
I
they
thought
sure
they
do.
lived at my house.
Well, this is true. You certainly have the corner gingers in his family, but does Jim have Irish on his side?
I can't remember if it's Irish or Scottish. I think actually both. But yes, it is it is on his side. Red hair runs in his family. And for those that don't know, two of my four kids have red hair, thanks to Jim and thanks to mom's red hair. And I love it. I love genetics.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. So actually, I was looking for St. Patrick's Day, stamps and things, and couldn't really find anything. Um, and I didn't want to go all the way upstairs to get my St. Patrick's Day pin, so I made one.
Well, you
So
made that?
I made it out of.
Oh, that's so cute.
Would you like to see how I made it?
I would definitely like to see how
Okay.
you made that. That is adorable. I was thinking, I wasn't thinking, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm remembering that clover punch that we had last year.
Yeah.
And it sold so quickly. A lot of people missed out on it, but like whatever you did here, you don't need a clover punch. This is so cute.
Thank you. All right. I'm going to flip my desktop so I can show you exactly how I did it. All right. So I used the Be Mine punch. And it actually has two hearts. So you could do a smaller pin if you wanted to as well. So I'm just going to show you what I did. I took a piece of, this is, I believe, shaded spruce. And I punched out 3 of the hearts. Get out of there. And one more.
That's so
Whoa.
clever.
And then to do the stem, I'm just going to take my snips. And the shamrock kind of has a curve at the bottom of the stem.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. So I probably made this too long, but we can always fix it. So how many of you at home or are watching celebrate St. Patty's Day in some way? Going to a pub for a pint of Guinness, which, by the way, tastes the best in Ireland. Just saying. Just saying. Yes, it does. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to, and it's the same on both sides, so I'm not going to worry about it too much, but I'm going to just put them in the shape, right? And I'm going to put this here as well.
Oh my gosh, that's so easy. So cute.
And I'm going to take some tear and tape. Now, if it was the smaller hearts, I would use glue dots. So I'm just going to put some tear and tape here. And I want to catch this too. So, uh-oh. Come back here. Come back here. Susan, what did you do? Let me just do this. See if I can't fix this. Of course, it was perfect when I did it this morning, right? Before we.
I think it looks pretty darn good.
All right, so let me just stick you here. Okay. Ah, yeah, sure. I am going to take this off, I think. Honestly, you guys, this was so quick and simple this morning. I just sat down and did it. Okay.
I love it. That's so cute.
So there it is. So I've got some sticky stuff on the back, but that's okay. And then just to finish it off, I brought out some adhesive back sequins trio. And I am going to just take 3 of the large sequins and put one in each little corner here in the center. Just to give it some sparkle because, well, that's what I'm all about.
Oh, I love it.
If you were sitting in here with me this morning, I had this sucker whipped out in like 5 minutes.
It looks very quick and easy.
It really is if you don't screw up the backing like I did. So there it
Oh,
is. So you can put them on cards. You can put some tear and tape on the back and stick them on your clothes.
so cute.
So we'll just leave him up in the corner while I'm working today, huh? How's that?
I love it. What a perfect way to celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, yeah. Oh dear. Okay, so while I've got my desktop going, let's get going here. This week we're back in the mini catalog, and we are using Delicate Forest. And I liked this a lot, and I finally pulled it out to use to do this video. So I don't really have any samples. I have one swap that I got that I will share, but this is kind of a fun stamp. It can be masculine, it can be feminine. You can kind of make it for any season. Well, maybe not winter, but
Oh, I think you definitely could make like use the die. I mean,
yeah. Well, let's look
not
at this.
winter in the Midwest.
Right. Exactly. You're absolutely right. So this is a photopolymer. It's 9 stamps. It's even got like a little pond of water if you want to do that. It's got this beautiful tree here, a little small trio of trees. You've got some falling leaves here. And the greetings are just a very simple font. You make good things better. Stay strong, my friend. You'll get through this. Hoping each day, each passing day lets in a little more sunshine and sending our love. The dies that coordinate with this are a lot of fun. There's 7 dies. There's this big, like, arbor. And I have seen people pair this with, oh, what's the DSP? It's a 6x6 and it's like watercolor. It's got forests and streams and paths.
The meandering meadow.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah.
Meandering meadow. So this goes really well with that. There is a couple of labels and a couple of these branches, and then these, and I got them upside down. But these, make kind of hills. And Julie and I, cognizant that it's St. Patrick's Day, decided that we were going to do shades of green. We've had the pleasure of being in Ireland, and you always hear, oh, Ireland is, it's 40 shades of green. It is. It is absolutely beautiful. The people are beautiful. They're wonderful. They're open and friendly. We were so welcome there, and we just had a ton of fun, and I really do want to go back someday. But anyway, so I thought a lot about that trip while I was making this card in the little shamrock. So what I did, let's put these back. Thinking about our shades of green, is I've got a whole mess of cardstock because it's green. And let me pull out my items. I did some die cutting ahead of time. So I did these pieces, granny apple green and garden green. My card base is actually basic white. It is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25, but I trimmed it down to 5 1/8 along here. And the reason I did that was because of this arch, which I did in Seafoam green. And this is 4.5 by 5.5 after it's die cut. So using that, I don't want to tear this. So I trimmed that down because I wanted this to go like right on this piece. Now I also did another
Is that
piece.
right? 4.5 wide?
It's 4.25.
Oh, it's 4.25. Sorry, I thought you said 4.5.
You know what? I probably did, but it's 4.25. So all of these pieces are 4.25. And
Okay.
when you trim down, yes, you want that to be 4 1/4 as well. So I'm actually going to put this over here and kind of build this because I'm going to do something with this first. So, and then I have a piece of Granny Apple Green and Garden Green, which are, I started with 4.5 by 2.5, and that's what I die cut those two pieces out of.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So those are those pieces. Now, what I'm going to do first, and hopefully this will work, because I actually put more alcohol in it and lightened it up, and then I was sorry I did that. But I'm going to get these out of the way. I'm going to take this one and I'm going to spray some blue, and this is 91% isopropyl alcohol. This is a higher grade than we would get in the drugstore to clean wounds and stuff, which I think is like 70 or 74 or something. But this one's
Mm-hmm.
1%. And this is, I mean, you could use it certainly as first aid stuff, but this is better for crafting, that in more intense alcohol. I don't think it drips as much. I think it dries a little faster. So that's what I use for crafting. And so I took one of our spritzers and I took some of the blue, and I don't remember which blue this is. It's one of the lighter blues. And I'm going to spray a sky. Now, what I do, and I am going to do this off camera, is I kind of hold it up straight and start spraying. Now, the nice thing about doing this is that if it's too light as it dries, you can always spritz another layer on, and you can keep doing that till you get the color you want. Sometimes with a blending brush, if you're not careful, you get a glob. So I've done this on a couple projects, which I really like. So excuse me while I spritz. And I kind of hold it far away from me because I don't want globs. And it
So,
will dry lighter, so you can
mm,
see it dry. And I'm
mm-hmm.
not too concerned about the top and the bottom because the arch is going to go over this. So I'm going to let that dry for a minute while I work on the inside. And then we'll see if we need to add more blue to it. All right. So the greeting on the outside is sending our love, and then the greeting on the inside is hoping each passing day lets in a little bit more sunshine. So I am going to pull these over here, and I'm going to do that in Garden Green. So we'll let that dry. Get that little crumb of something off there. Pull out our Garden Green. Straight. And we'll take our little bit of trees down here and put this in the corner. All right. So that we're done with that. So let's bring this back out. It feels pretty dry. I think that will work. Let's place our arch over this a little bit and just kind of see. Let me close this up. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. I think I'm done with the Garden Green. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to place these behind this arch and do a little bit of trimming on the cardstock. So I'm actually doing, I think this guy, head over this way. There's a lot of rolling hills in Ireland, and so that was kind of why I was thinking of these two dies specifically. So I want to get those trees in it. So there's going to be, once we glue them down, then we can do some trimming to get these where we want them. So that's
They're
kind of what
so
I'm looking.
pretty.
Yeah, thank you.
I love the way they layer together and create so much depth.
Yes, exactly. So again, this is a little tricky because you don't have a whole lot of room to work with here. So I'm going to try another glue, liquid glue. I've not had luck with these lately. And this is kind of coming out. Okay, so I'm just gonna like dot. See how this one is too. What is going on with my glue dots? All right, so I want to get this over here so that my leaves will show through. This one is going to come this way. I'm going to just look at that. It's just, I'm not even squeezing it. Let's put this. And you can kind of gauge, looking at the back side. We'll let that dry a minute, but that's kind of the look I want. Now this die, you'll notice that you've got some chads. This is on purpose. This just gives a little more depth and texture to your card if you kind of pull those up.
So it's part of the die's design, right? Not that
That
you
is
just left
correct.
them in. Like
That is
they're not supposed to cut out all the way.
that is correct. It is not supposed to cut out all the way. All right. So let me do some trimming here. I think that may be dry enough. Lop off this extra garden green and this extra granny apple. So I think these greens go well enough.
Yeah.
All right. And I do believe this is dry enough as well. So we can layer this on here. And again, because margins aren't, you don't have a lot to work with here, I'm going to just dot. Trying to be so very careful so I don't over dot. And I just dotted my desktop. All right, and I think we're good here. Let's push this down, let it dry. We need to do a little dotting behind some of these leaves. Don't want them to come off. There we go. And this one too, I'll just add the tiniest little bit. I can almost see a little fairy popping out between these. Just
Yes.
paper is pot of gold. Okay. I think that'll work real well. So I'm going to, oh, darn it.
What's wrong?
I was going to put this image behind these two.
Oh.
That's okay. I'll show you the finished one because this is going to work out just fine. All right. So this one just won't have it. So I'm going to stamp my sending our love up to the front. You can do this or that. How's that?
There you go.
All right. So sending our love. On the front. And then we'll put this on here.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Now we'll get out our seal. this on the front. And I didn't add any embellishments. This kind of reminds me of a sympathy card, and I really don't like to jazz up sympathy cards with a lot of bling. But what do you think, Jules? Do you think it needs something?
It's lovely. I understand what you're saying about not wanting to put bling on sympathy cards. I agree. I agree with you. Though I mean, I think a small embellishment that's not, super flashy would be appropriate, but this is just lovely as is. I definitely like it better with the stamped image in the background.
Well, this is yours. So this or that, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Do you like it just without anything in the background, or do you like this image there?
Such a lovely card.
Thank you, Julie. All right, well, let's turn the camera back over and to my desktop, and I'll show you the one with, because that's Julie's. All right. So let's go this way. So there it is.
What a great card.
Thank you. In the shades of green. I met our challenge.
Yes. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So if you haven't watched Julie's yet, as I mentioned earlier, there will be a link somewhere on the screen to go back and watch hers. The links are also in the description, along with the measurements and the supplies that we used. So I hope you've enjoyed this. And we're enjoying Houston right now. We'll be home in a couple days. So we're hoping to be able to join during the live. I just don't know. I don't know what we're going to be doing. So anyway, that's it for now. And so until next Sunday, Stamping with Susan and Julie. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Mom. Love
Bye, baby.
you.
Love you. See you in a couple days.